Good morning, guys. So today, I think I'm going to keep this party going on up front here. Get this grill shell maybe fixed-ish in the front. Let me kind of swap this around and we'll show you what we got going on. Maybe not like that. Maybe like that. All right. So these are this and this one are the original handles that would have locked into place the front. But these right here is what I'm going to use. So that's the part number. I got this off Amazon, like everything. So pretty much if I don't get it off Amazon, I'll tell you where I got it. So that way I don't have to keep saying, oh, I got it off Amazon. So the point is to put the latches here and then put this part down on the front valance that I already made. So in order to do that, all this has to be replaced because all the metal is not good-ish. It's not good. It's not good at all. So this piece, it incorporates, actually it does, no, right there. So so this is basically the piece in the front. I got some rust over here, so we'll probably take it in a little bit taller, you know, where I've got good rust and it doesn't interfere with the one rib here, right? There's a little bit of rust up here. For right now, I'm not too worried about that, but I want to get this piece off. And I don't, I mean, I know I'm going to save it, but this bolt or screw right here has got a bolt that's halfway chewed apart. And then there's also another screw that goes in, flathead screw that goes right here. Now I've sprayed it and I've, let me swing this around here. And then maybe I'll clean all this up, coat it up, because the metal's all still good. It's not really like surface rust, but it's definitely rust. There's obviously a hole right there. But anyway, so the piece down here is just all sorts of not there. So, and these right here are the old spring latches that you would have pulled the handle down. So I'm probably going to cut that off too because I don't really need them, and just make that one smooth piece in the front. That's what I'm hoping. So we're going to kind of jump right into this and just get after it. So let's see what we need to do here to get this trim piece off. Like I said, I do not think I can save that at all. I've already sprayed it, like I said, but hopefully I can save this with a little bit of a nub on the end where I can weld a nut onto it and back it out, because that's how this trim piece goes on. This is pretty straightforward. It's just straight through with a little, it used to be a nut on the back, but there's like hardly anything left of that. So let's start doing some stuff. Oh, look at that. That is awesome. So this right here may be a candidate for that solution. Set it in there. Maybe I'll see if I can get the front one off. Not today, right now, but let me just focus with this. Yeah, that's good. So let me put this with the rest of my grill parts. All right. So here we go. So this is pretty shot out. And that is pretty shot out. I got to get this off, this arm off. I think I'm going to have to cut that. All right. So I think, so how I think I'm gonna make this is probably one piece here, one piece here, and then try to retain as much here as possible. I mean, we got a little, okay, so we got a lot of rust right here, but let me see if I can get these ones in first, and then go with tackle this. But for right now, I think because I mean, I don't have the tools, I don't think, to make this in one piece. I mean, I might, you know what, I'm just going to stick with what I know. And I'm going to stick with what most people at home might have or not have. So I will take a template of this right here and go from there. So just like that. Oops. So there's just like that. So I know I need to add an inch of material here on the lip that folds over, and an inch over here that needs to fold over. But this has got like a rounded curve right there, and then this bottom part right here, that I like how this curve is right here. So I may just like weld a little strip in there versus trying to make complicated bends for me with what I have here. So I think I have an old piece. I just got to kind of clean it up a little. Okay, so I got a piece of 18 gauge that was actually up against the wall over there. So instead of cutting into my really nice 4x4 sheet, I will just be using this right here, and then just kind of making it work. So I'm sure most of you know magnets. I like to use magnets if it's kind of like a weird angle here. So we'll go here and there. So So that's my curve out here. And then actually what we'll do is I have a little extra, we're good as far as that. And then line up there to there. Like so. There we go. Perfect. So I took it over to the bender. To make this radius, you just kind of set it in here, bend it, move it, bend it, move it, bend it. And then we'll just kind of tune that up right there. Yeah, that fits good there. So here, I like how that fits here. So what I'm gonna do is right there. That fits good. So here I gotta bend it again to get a better fitment from here to here. Yep. So it's got a twist like that. So like that. Okay guys, so I've got the piece roughly made here. So it's got a little bit of a twist, just like the front does. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right where this will weld in. So I'll be cutting here, here, and here, and then cut along there to get that bottom piece, or to get that top piece out. And then once I do that, on the inside there's a lip, and then that I'll take out as well. So just kind of giving you an idea of what I got going on here. And now I'm just going to cut up real close to that line. And move that down like that. I'm going to cut up real close to that line here and here. And yeah, go from there. Okay guys, so I just realized that my microphone was way over there. I had the shield on. So let me show you here what I got. Okay, so I've got this edge cleaned up here and the edge up here cleaned up. This piece right here is the inner structure. This will be coming out once I get the outer in place, like that. So we'll get this welded up on that side here as best as it can get fitting wise. And then over here, it'll come down and then we'll weld it along that area. So let's see what we can do here. And this should actually be a mirror image on that side. You know, so I've already got the template for it, right? I would like, that goes like that. I would like to get this down more right here. Maybe. Let me see. Yeah, like that. Okay. All right, guys. So as I'm bending this, I'm like, man, this is really tough to bend. Like, yeah. So I messed up. Well, I didn't mess up, but this right here is actually 16 gauge. So I was like, this is not 18. So I guess that's a piece of 16. I thought it was a little heavy, but I just figured since it was bigger. But yeah, so if you look, it's just a little bit thicker than 18, because 18 is real easy to bend. But anyway, so I can't stop now. I'm already in it. So that'll be good. It's a good good metal, right? I mean, it's not like a horrible curve here. So yeah, so this other part's going to be made with the same 16. Yeah, so that should be fun. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually just fitting this little curve piece right. So like I said, I'm doing this in pieces because this is what I know how to do. It may be a little bit longer than most would do, but this is what I'm going to do. So obviously I'm going to replace that section here, but I'm going to put this piece in here for now. And yeah, right there, just like that. And then I'm going to trim this inner piece off, this piece here, and then I'm going to remove that, and then this is going to set right down in there. Yep, that's my plan anyway. And then yeah, because obviously I know this metal here is pretty tough, like not meaning tough like it's durable. It's tough because it's old metal that's kind of rusty. But I know that I can get this piece in here, you know, weld it right in there, and then that'll be a nice right there, is what I'm trying to say. So let's kind of get that. So this I want to cut on the inside edge here, and I know it'll pop right down in there. All right, guys, so I took out the bad metal back here. This one bracket here is what holds the grill in. So that's what I'm going to be welding to. So we made our piece. Let's weld it in. Well, the grill still fits. We're a little close right here. So let me open that up. I mean, yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. So I've got that. The grill fits. So now I'm going to build this bottom piece like that. And like I said, I leave extra material so I can cut it off. So let me trace this out. And again, guys, this is just how I do it. Obviously, for me, this is a lot easier. Doing it in sections like this, instead of me trying to bend all the metal around and form it or whatever like that. For me, the end result is the same. So yeah. Looks like it's time to take that back piece off. Oh. Alrighty, not too bad. Let me show you. Oh, still fits. Perfect. All right, let's put that bottom piece on real quick on that one side, and then maybe get going on the other side. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up today. Tomorrow, we'll finish that up with the little hooks like that. And then we'll see what else we can get into. Who knows? Whatever it is, it's going to be awesome. We'll see you tomorrow. Good afternoon, guys. So it is after 1. So this morning, tell you what kind of happened this morning. Mike came over. And I have one of those wheel fitment tools. So right there. And at my work, they do tires, lots of tires. So I asked if I could borrow a couple of used tires that I thought would be correct for my application. So they were kind enough to let me borrow a couple different sizes. So he came, we put it up there, and then we started playing with the back spacing because you can actually move the tire in and out with this tool. And we figured out that 18, so it can be a staggered fitment, right? So it can be 18.8 in the front, 28 in the back. So, you know. So what I'm trying to say is that the front tires or front wheels is a 18 by 8, and the back spacing needs to be like 2 inches. So a 2-inch back space or a negative millimeter offset of 51, right? If I can get closer to a negative offset of like 40 or negative 38, that would be even better to bring it out a little bit. Either way, I will still have to run a 1-inch spacer or an 1.5-inch spacer, which I'm okay with. Once you start getting into like a 2-inch spacer, for me personally, I'm not really like that. So I want to try to keep the spacers as small as possible. So we're looking at an 1 to 1.5-inch spacer. Once the tires are figured, oh, and the height of the tire has to be 29 inches. So 28 or 29-inch circumference of the tire, 18 by 8 with a 2-inch or a negative 50 millimeter offset will put that tire in there right where I need it to be, and come out to where I need it to be. That is without lowering the vehicle, like a 2-inch drop in the front or whatever like that. So in the back, since it's 2 inches more on each side, so 4 inches wider or wider altogether, you can do the staggered fitment, and being the same rim, or not rim, but a 20-inch diameter with an 8-inch with the same offset will put me even across. That's what I'm trying to say in a nutshell. And the other cool thing here, I was looking at the whole rack and pinion situation here. I had made mention that TRZ makes a rack and pinion, manual rack and pinion for the S10s. So luckily for me, someone local had one with the bump steer kit and everything, and it was a fraction of the cost of buying it new. So found it on Marketplace. So and he's had the kit for like 2 years, still bubble wrapped and shrink wrapped and all that. So I picked that up, and this morning, let me show you. So there is the old steering system, the power steering gearbox and all the other stuff. And we took the sway bar out because it makes it easier to see what's going on. So right there is the the manual rack and pinion, right? So now this is not fully, let me get my finger out of the way. This is not fully mounted at all here. This was just to get a good idea of how I can rotate the steering shaft to be able to come up into where I need it up there. And on the bottoms here, you can see there's the bump steer kit. So the whole point is to keep the tie rod and arm, so this arm parallel with the lower control arm, right? So, and that's it. And then we have the toe set to roughly where it needs to be. Now it does have adjustments obviously on both sides, and the rack is in the middle of the rack when you turn. I hope this is making sense. So when you turn this all the way one way, and then you turn it all the way the other way, and then you turn it to it be in the middle of those turns, then your steering is centered, right? So yeah, so there is that. And then with that, so this is the kit. So, or that's it. And then this gets welded on. It gets T-bolt clamped on one side. And then this right here is the mount for the other side of the rack, which I'm not going to use because I have a custom setup, I guess you could say. And it comes with universal U-joints. I mean, this kit came with everything. And this is basically for the steering shaft that comes up. But anyway, so that's what we were doing this morning. So now that that's all taken care of, ish, now it's back onto the grill shell thing, right? So let me put this up here, and then we'll show you what we have left. Oh. So we'll swing you down. So what we have left is this section right here. So this is all welded in here and here, and it fits perfectly. The grills fit in just like it's supposed to. And this piece up here fits perfectly still. So, oh, and I cleaned up the entire side of the shop, and I did find that little screw over here. So that is awesome, right? So the only thing that's pretty much left on this guy is to replace the center part, right? And then put on some sort of those latches that I was talking about. So I'm going to try to finish that up today and get that off the list. The wheels and tires thing and steering rack was all not planned. I didn't really plan for that, but Mike was talking to me last night, and he goes, I'll come over and help you with it, and it'll be awesome. And it is awesome. Okay, so let's just kind of jump into this. We'll replace this. It's basically the same thing. You know, I'll make a little template here, cut this free from here and here, and then just put in a new piece, weld it up, drill a hole for this and this, and then that piece will go back on there and go to the next section of stuff. So without further ado, let's jump into this. All right, guys, so we've got that piece. We just made the piece underneath. This piece fits perfect, and through here. And then on the bottom, you can see I trimmed it instead of that uber long piece. All right, so let's set this in and then figure out the hood latches. Be right back. Alrighty, guys, so overall, so these guys will get mounted up on here, and then that will clamp down. So what I'm gonna do is put a bracket out, just a little, like a little round, a round bracket. So actually I think it'll probably go maybe, well, where did I put the hole? Oh, right here. Okay. Yeah. So this will be mounted kind of like that, right? Because it won't make it to go around. So I need it out a little bit, and it'll hold it down. So I think we're gonna put a bracket here and then measure over, and then that's what we're gonna do on this side. Same dealio, because I have plenty of space in there. And I think possibly like that. Obviously not that out that far. So I think I'm going to go with a thicker plate. It'll still reach in there. Okay, so let's figure out where we want it. We'll mark it and then get going. So something like that. Yeah, let me tack this on here and then see if I like it. So I think I like it. You know, it just comes up and hooks it in. So I think I like it if it was actually attached along the front face instead of on there. So let me cut this real quick. So I cut it down. Yeah. Yep, I like that. So that's the hinge. So it'll come up and then lock it in. See that? Just like that. So I'm going to get the other side caught up and then we'll be right back. All right, guys, so we got the other side in. It's all caught up. So, so what you do is you'd have to lift it up and then out. Up and then out. And they sit out of the way, so when you bring it in and out, it's hard to get it off from down here, but that's it. And that keeps it from coming out. And I'll show you the side profile. It's not bad. I mean, you can see it's not too bad that sticks out there. I mean, but overall, I love how that front looks. And I trim these down to match the radiuses of the actual latches, right? So that's that. So let me kind of lower this down here and then we'll take a good look with it kind of close to the ground. All right, guys, so I put the grills in. They're just setting in there. They're not actually attached. but they are setting in there. But yeah, so that's what it looks like with the little latches up front. I like it. I like it a lot. So let's talk about it. Well, all right, guys, that's going to wrap up the weekend. So I got done everything that I wanted to get done, and even more with the tire fitment and the manual rack and pinion steering, which of course I'll go more into that when that's actually gets finalized and put in. There's a few things I have to take care of first before that goes in. So anyway, thanks for spending your time with me, and I appreciate everyone that keeps coming back and taking a peek. Like I keep saying, that we're so close to 1,000 subscribers, so that's awesome. And I've been kind of doing YouTube here for what, like 6 years now. It hasn't been as consistent in my earlier years of doing it as to now. Now it's like a whole game changer here is what I'm trying to do. But I hope everyone gets a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of way of doing things, metal shaping, metal working, with very minimalistic tools, so to speak. And like I said, I like doing it in pieces like that. For me, it's a lot easier than trying to bend it all at once. And I don't know, the end result is the same, right? And it looks great. So we will see you next weekend. I am not sure what we're going to be doing, but it's going to be amazing. And hey, go out and build something cool. One weekend at a time, guys. Catch you on the next one. Bye.